She's 67 years old, she does not drink, and she does not party, and she cruises a lot. She's an expert at cruising, and that is Cece, which is my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
How'd you feel about this cruise?
I have hesitations about this cruise.
Coming up. And if you're new here, yo, I'm Christine Lozada with Where in the World is CL. I make travel videos every week to help you get up, get out, and go travel. So if you like to travel, consider subscribing. I'm on sailing number 9. This one is with my mom. In this video, we're sharing the things she didn't like, the things she did like, and how did she feel about the entire experience. This is part of a larger video. Check that out and a killer deal with more videos in the description. You all know I love honesty and being truthful about things. So let's start with what was not good, because my mom didn't love everything about this cruise. So Mom, let's start with that. What did you not like about Virgin Voyages?
There was a particular show that was very loud. You're in a room and it's a small room, and the message that was being presented went, yes.
Virgin Voyages has modern, different shows. It's not your humongous Icon of the Seas, big format Royal Caribbean shows that you're used to. These are smaller, more intimate spaces, doing things a little bit differently. So there were some shows that just, and I knew bringing you into that specific one, not for her, but I also knew there were other ones that you loved, like dual reality acrobatics show. So there were wins and there were losses on the entertainment side of things.
I love dual reality. I love the acrobat. I understood the message on that one.
It's a little bit easier.
And the performance, they did such a great job. It was wonderful. I loved that show. It's the best show I think I've seen in a lot of the cruise ships.
Ah, that says something, because my mom got off a cruise ship on Monday, flew to Florida, and got on this cruise ship on Friday.
And I'm going on another one, the next one.
And she gets off of this cruise in a couple days, and then we'll get on to the next one immediately after that. Let's keep it going with just one more. There's a lot that you loved, but let's talk about the next thing you really liked about this cruise. And what was that?
I love the food.
I've never seen you eat so much food.
Yes, I did.
She's not that
so
big.
I'm wearing a dress.
We ate this many dishes at Extra Virgin, and we had late night pizza at 2 a.m. that night.
It's true.
Right before it closed. So you loved the food. What would you say overall about the food for someone who's like, well, what was so special about the food?
You can tell they put a lot of work and quality into their food. I had a piece of meat that was sous vide. I mean, at home I don't even sous vide. I tried, but it didn't turn out.
That's a good one. So one of the things that a lot of people think is that Virgin Voyages is a bunch of millennials and 21-year-olds, or just really young people in general. And so I'm curious, from your perspective, because we are on a very full sailing right now. It's almost max capacity. How would you describe who is on the ship with us?
Before going to this cruise, I did have that hesitation where I may not fit in. I belong to an older crowd. However, I was very pleasantly surprised to see the younger set, which I enjoy. I truly enjoy watching the younger people, and then the middle, and then the older, and even older than me. There was one woman at the bingo, at the Diva bingo, 82. And she was having a blast. And so you can find your group or your people on this cruise.
That's true. And I'll also say we are both so thankful because so many people have come up to us on this sailing who've been watching my channel, and it's such a pleasure for us to meet all of you. And there isn't just one type of person at all. We met someone, an older man from Thailand today.
Yes.
We have our couple from New Jersey. We've got, oh my gosh, the Brian and Terry that you were in the sauna with. All kinds of people from all over. And it's such an important and awesome thing to see a diversity of people here. So we had a little spoiler alert, which is what my mom's hesitation was. So you feel like you fit in. But I think it's also important to ask, because you were such an avid cruiser, who is Virgin Voyages not for?
It's not for people that have cruised the same line all the time and then go back to the same ports. I've met so many people who have, last week I went to Panama Canal, and as I speak to them during dinner, so is this your first time at the Panama Canal? Oh no, we've been on this 4 times now. And it's the same ports. And I'm thinking, well, it's like watching a movie. Once is good enough.
Actually, I have a counter argument to that.
Okay.
So I'm listening to you and I'm like, this is my 9th Virgin voyage out of Miami. People always ask me, oh, have you gone abroad? I will go abroad and I will do the other ports, etc. But I always sail out of Miami because Meatball lives in South Florida. And so I have been on this ship constantly all the time. But one thing that's unique about Virgin Voyages, even though I'm going to the same ports all the time, an example would be the show that we saw, the a cappella show. Yes. I've never seen that show before. They change the shows all that. You were freaking out at that show. You loved that show.
I love that show. I love the guy from Ireland.
Let's make sure Dad doesn't watch this video. So they changed the entertainment so much, and even within the standard shows, like at Dual Reality Together, they did a different version of that show than the ones I've seen. I see changes all the time, that this experience feels new for me all the time. I have a feeling that the radiance of the seas going through the Panama Canal is exactly the same every single time, but that's just assuming. So you got to be a little bit more open-minded. It's a little bit of a different type of cruise line. They have reimagined cruising, right? And so it's for someone who's a little bit more open-minded and willing to try new things, which you did. You literally did all the things.
I tried. It's hard. And so if I were to come back on Virgin Voyage, yes, there are plenty more things to do and plenty more things to see.
We got the final question, and this is the hardest question because he is the hardest person to make happy, which is my dad.
It's true.
Would you recommend Virgin Voyages, and would you recommend it for Dad? There's a reason why, by the way. I brought my mom and not my mom and Dad. You first to make sure Dad will actually like it. Would you recommend it for Dad?
Yes, I would recommend it.
Why?
Because he loves to eat. Number one. I'm sorry, but
Actually, that's true. He will be very impressed with the food experience.
He will be impressed with the food. However, he will be impressed with the quality of the ship, and he will also be impressed with the quality of the people as well.
Thanks for doing this with me, Mom.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you. If you got some value out of this video, cheers that like button, consider subscribing, and don't forget, this is part of a much larger video in which my mom spills the tea and gives her entire opinion of Virgin Voyages. But I wanted to give you this quick snapshot so that you can get a feel for what her experience was like, because my mom, she was out partying with me at all the parties. It was fun. We had a good time. She had soju for her very first time on this cruise. But make sure you check the description. There's a killer deal in there for you, as well as a ton more resources. I'm Christine Lozada. I hope to see you on a future sailing. Ciao.